this Friday on You Plug.
Where is this thing
Going. Yeah.
What is the... Whatever happens will happen.
Sure.
Should we navigate relationship like that?
They are basically calculating, this relation.
The brain is the only thing that you use to think,
Sure.
not other stuff.
Which other stuff?
By other stuff,
It sounds like marriage material.
let's not just be too casual about the relationship. And then you just hear someone went home to visit their mother and they went to get married there.
Do not lay out our visions blatantly because
sure.
we know that it will jeopardize the relationship.
The vision is bigger than you. It's bigger than the relationship. It's my thing. But I just need someone.
It's not giving me time. They're not giving me attention. I knew that when I say I want to marry you and I'm a pastor, it's
sure.
introduction to poverty.
Help me reach my own destination. What about yours?
Hi friends and family, welcome to You Plug. Welcome to the plug that keeps you plugged in case you're here for the first time, please hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so that every time we post, you are notified of content. And you're wondering why you should subscribe, because this is the place to be for relationship content.
Yes, sure.
Beke.
Yeah, sure.
But we are glad that you could stop by. Give us just 5 minutes of your time so that we can capture you, and you will see why you need to be here.
Yeah, sure.
In case you're wondering who this is, I am Mac. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I'm the child of the Most High God. I'm blessed and highly favored, a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a nation belonging to God, to declare the praises of Him who has called me out of darkness into the wonderful world of relationships, of marriage, of Mojolo, of everything nice. Mojolo way. And I am not alone.
Yes. Good evening, friends and family. Welcome to Your Plug. Thank you for choosing this space as your channel of choice. And if you're in the space for the first time and you do not know who this guy is,
Yes.
And I'm always excited, Mike. I'm happy to be in the space, man.
I actually want to still appreciate the returning subscribers.
Yeah, sure, man.
You guys have been faithful. You guys have been enjoying and interacting in our content.
for sure.
And we really appreciate you.
Yeah, sure.
We wouldn't have been this far without you. At this point, we're going for 700 subscriptions.
Yeah, sure.
By the end of July, which is our birth month, we want to be at 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we are gunning for that.
And you guys have gotten us closer to that.
Yeah, sure. And we really appreciate that. That's a milestone.
Yeah.
And so it's a road to 1K.
Yes.
So please, guys, share our content, ask your friends to subscribe, and their friends too, and their friends' friends, and their boyfriends, and their ex-boyfriends,
and ex-girlfriends.
And ex-girlfriends. Yeah. And also, I want to take this time before we start, Meg, and appreciate those who have already placed the orders. We have already released our merch. You have seen last week we had our stuff. It's new stuff. And thank you very, very much to those who have already placed their orders. And if you have not seen that, please check our previous episode and place your orders. It helps us to do what we do. And if you want to sponsor an episode as well, just feel free to do exactly that. We will appreciate it. It keeps us going.
Yeah. And thanks to those, we already actually also have a booking for You Plug to show up in your space. We're still open to those bookings.
Yeah, sure.
Before the calendar is full, please make sure that you get in touch with us, because we want to be where you are at. We want to be in touch with the You Pluggers and engage with you on a personal level. So,
and before you have to deal with a lot of administrators, we keep on growing, and there will be time where you really want us into your space, but you have to go through a lot of administration, and we don't want. Please find us while we are still findable. We don't want you to say, no, this guy thinks they're too high for us now. Please just reach out, send your DM or comment on this video.
Be part of our humble beginnings.
Yeah, please, man, please, because we will not be humble anymore. Well, I'm kidding. yeah, sure. Mac, let's go into it.
Yes.
I mean, we always have these conversations,
Sure.
and we bring them to you plug.
Yeah.
But this one, it's tricky because even
Sure.
in our space, we didn't really exhaust it.
Yeah.
But we just want to talk about it because it's important. Relationship vision, or
Sure.
vision in relationship.
Sure.
Where is this thing going?
Yeah.
What is the the bigger picture?
Sure.
As we walk, and I think the thing is, it's well, I hope it's obvious that when I go into a relationship and I encounter this particular person,
Sure.
we all come together with the beauty of vision is it also serves as a filter.
Sure.
You are able to see what to accept and what not to accept as you present
Sure.
yours. But just as the two of you come with your own, you have to kind of form yours. In terms when these two world views
Sure.
come together, they need to be vision birth of this particular relationship.
Sure.
And I feel sorry of those who are just navigating relationships just to see whether it's working or not. Sometimes, and I'm not even intending to be sexist or patriarchal about this thing. Sometimes, especially ladies, they are in a relationship, they are not sure. This guy is showing some green sign and some red flags. We are just in relationship, Nje.
Yeah,
Whatever
sure.
happens will happen.
Sure.
Should we navigate a relationship
Sure.
like that?
I mean, whether we want to admit it or not, I don't think that people go into relationships without a vision. The way that I understand and see it, we may have our individual visions, but then we don't lay them out.
Okay.
We may have our visions and our goals for through in a relationship, but we may not necessarily put them out there or even discuss it.
Yeah, sure.
You will just find yourself maybe trying to reach that goal, but because your partner is not in it or is not aware of it, they might be hindering you from that.
Yeah, sure.
And the fact that we have a vision for our relationship, and I mean, I'm just gonna put it out like this. Sometimes somebody's vision in a relationship is to sleep with the other.
Oh yeah.
So I just want us to deconstruct this idea of vision.
Of
That
vision,
something,
yeah.
when we say a vision, is something that's big and something that's that everyone needs to approve of, and they need to look at it and be like, wow.
Oh yeah, sure.
But it could be as easy as getting into this person's bed,
sure.
and or giving them a baby or having a baby or what have you. So
Yeah, sure.
whether it's important, I think it goes without saying that it's important, but relating it to the other person
Yeah, sure.
is another thing. And also I think the aim of this episode is not to necessarily construct what kind of vision you need to have,
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
but
sure.
do you have a vision, and are you agreeing?
Yes.
with
Where
your
is this
partner?
thing going? Because, and I'm okay with having two different visions. I mean, as individuals, things
Sure.
that we need to accomplish, but at some point they need to come together. They need to consolidate
Sure.
into something that the two of us needs to
Sure.
needs to achieve together.
Yeah.
Some people are so self-centered. They, everything is about me.
Sure.
It can't be. A relationship cannot be like, be it marriage or dating.
Sure.
Because even in marriage, there need to be a vision. We need to have a clear picture of where this
Sure.
family is going.
Yeah.
Where do we want to see ourselves? But I think one of the things that, while we're speaking about vision, that people, whether you will see it as a red flag or orange, something that you need to begin to address before it becomes red,
Sure.
is the issue of self-centeredness.
Okay.
Some people think they are so sufficient that they don't need you much. You're just a small push. You are just a puzzle in their
Sure.
bigger vision.
Okay.
The
Okay.
vision is bigger than you. and it's bigger than the relation. It's my thing, but I just need someone coerced into that. It's not a vision that we shape together and we agree that this is where I would like us to go. These are the things that I would like us to work into. And by selfish, I also mean, some people, you are in a relationship with someone, all they do is to talk about themselves. Every time you come, you say, you know what, today I'm how are you doing? Hey, today I'm tired. You're telling them. When you just, before they ask you what make you tired, just say, hey, you don't even want to know about me. But there's no time where you pause and listen to the other. Everything it's about. For me, it's an orange flag. It's very close to being red. Someone needs to be, you need to conscientize someone as well, because sometimes, some people find fulfillment in what they do. Sure. Whether it's work, whether it's being a pastor, whether it's and all that they want you to do is to also help them embrace that with them. And if you don't necessarily do that and sing their praise and glory, you automatically become a red flag or a stumbling block to their vision.
So in all this that you have said, I mean, it's really profound. Yeah, sure. In line of vision, how do you fit those two together?
In terms of?
So you're talking about the selfishness of an individual and trying to, attain. How do you link that with the vision for a relationship?
Yeah, I mean, if all that I do, it's to talk about me and what I need to do, and what I need to accomplish and work and stuff and stuff. Where is the time in this space where we can craft something together that we need to continue to nourish together? Because, when we continue to talk about you only and sing your praises, that makes you look good.
Sure.
But when we constantly talk about the vision of this relationship, it makes this relationship looks good.
Okay.
So at least we need to, while some people need validation, while you need to encourage and validate them and praise them in what they're doing, it can't be always about you. How was your day? My day was bad. Me too. How was it? Every time when you say something, they can't. What you are saying is it's okay. But it still needs to point back to me. Sometimes you don't even pay attention to, and that's the thing about being self-centered. You don't even pay attention to what the person's saying. You only pay attention to their full stop, so that when you can start, continue, and then you are like, but did you really hear me? Did you hear what I just said? I just said I have pain and my day was bad. Instead of saying, oh man, that's awful. I'm sure that was a bad experience. What happened? And just listen. Instead of just listening, everything becomes about you.
So what I'm hearing you basically say is that the relationship should not be centered around one person.
Yeah, no.
The prosperity of it shouldn't be reliant on one person. Not that they are carrying it, not that the other one is depending on the other to make it flourish, but this one is making it about them in that sense.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
so what do you say to a person who is in that situation where they are basically this relationship,
and sometimes you really feel it,
and sometimes you are in that relationship because
it's appealing. You want to tag along.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: the challenging thing about the tagging along, it's your hotspotting excitement and joy and fulfillment. You will really become yourself when you, at least that's my opinion, when you live up to something, when your life is purposed to achieving a particular thing. And if all that you are doing is to help me reach my own destination, what about yours? What about this unique path that you are also
Sure.
invited to walk into by God. What's going to happen with that particular assignment? So and you can hear it may sound like a conflicting thing, because I'm speaking about visions for us as individuals, because that's what fuels us.
Sure.
But as individuals, that's what gives us energy.
Sure.
But also vision as together. As we walk this journey, where are we hoping to go? And the crafting of that vision needs to take the two of us. We need to have critical conversations in terms, you there need to come a point, and I think I've said this in the past, where as you engage, where the brain is the only thing that you use to think.
Sure.
Not other stuff.
Yeah.
Where
Which other stuff?
by other stuff I mean from here going down. When the brain, you talk real stuff, things like, who's going to stay with your mother when she's old? Who's going to stay? Who's going to take care of her? Who is responsible for taking care of your family home? Where are we going to stay? You see, the more you talk about critical things like that and see where you fit into each other's life, is the more other things begins to subside, and you need to engage with your brains and see whether there is a collision of visions, or there is merging of visions.
I like that, because I've been of the idea, and I mean, it sounds like it may also be in a fantasy world, that relationships don't only have to end because somebody has cheated.
Yeah, sure.
But they can end because you guys are just not, your visions are not, if you both articulate your visions and you try to forge a way forward, and it doesn't come together. It's okay to end the relationship. To end the relationship based on that, and not only because
it doesn't have to
they're
be
not
dusty.
giving me time. And maybe the fact that one is not giving me time, they're not giving me attention, is mainly a symptom of the fact that your visions are not aligning. Because we talk of the idea in the Christian faith that do not be unequally yoked. That this one is going that way and this one is going that way. One's vision is to keep themselves pure in terms of not having sex before marriage, and the other one's vision is that to chow.
We just talk. And that's it's going to. And that's where serious conflict, a serious conflict will come into a space. But all we are saying, Meg, is it's obviously we are not trying to be what is that? We are not trying to be prescriptive, but it's to say, lay out your intentions, but also the two of you as you journey together. Let's journey towards something.
Sure.
For me, I'm also trying to say, let's not just be too casual about relationships. Much as I don't want us to put so much weight and responsibility on dating, I'm saying let's not be too casual. We're just two people hanging out together. Well, that's as part of social life. It's okay, but in terms of a relationship where you look at long term, I mean. We've got to have something going that says this is collective ownership of this relationship, and we are working towards that. Sometimes a collective vision may call us to compromise some of our personal goals. Or some of our personal things.
Is it a decision to make in a relationship? It sounds like marriage material. The compromising the ultimate goal. Is it a decision to make in the dating space?
Where else are you going to make it? In marriage, it's too late. Where else are you going to make it?
No, because that I'm being.
But I hear you.
Here, right?
No,
so I'm like, you make those sacrifices, and you know that if it does not work, you leave. Those sacrifices are made. If it does not work,
you leave.
Yeah, and then those sacrifices are made. Maybe you sacrificed a trip to go to China because you forged
you have to do fundraising again. You have to do, and by sacrifice, I think I will refer us to some of our previous episodes. Is the major and minor things. The major things that you shouldn't sacrifice some things that are major to
Sure.
to you to accommodate. Those are the things that needs to help you filter in whether you should be or you should not be in the relationship. Don't sacrifice major things, but there are minor things that you can say, is this really important or is just personal ambition? Well, it would be nice to have, but it's okay. We can work around it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. At the end of the day, like we said, we're not trying to be prescriptive, but opening up our eyes to the things that we may be missing out on in our relationships, things that may be causing frustrations, things that need to be reviewed in relationships. Because at the end of the day, if we're in this together, we need to work on it together.
Yeah, sure.
We need to decide together where this is going. Sometimes we do not lay out our visions blatantly because we know that it will jeopardize the relationship that we have.
Yeah, sure.
I can think back that when I was when I went into the relationship,
Yeah, sure.
my vision of becoming a pastor and my plans of becoming a pastor in future,
Yeah.
because I know what is associated with being a pastor.
Yeah, sure.
I sometimes try to shy away from that because I knew that when I say I want to marry you and I'm a pastor, it's
sure.
Introduction to Poverty.
Yeah.
And who wants to be?
Yeah,
who wants to be poor?
Yeah, sure.
So it's just on a mild scale.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Those are the things that may be keeping us from laying out our vision.
Yeah,
So
sure.
maybe our challenge to you is lay out your vision before your partner. Talk about it and discuss. Hear also your partner's vision. And I think we need to be honest with whether it's something that we want to carry.
Yeah, sure.
And like we said, don't think with other parts. Think with your
head. Use common sense.
Common sense, future, where you want to go, and whether this person is can be a part of that.
Yeah, sure. I think also just to throw in a spanner in the wheel, Mac.
Sure.
I want to even challenge people to go beyond self-centered vision, God's vision for me. You know that stems out of a relationship with God, and He says, "This is what I want you to."
Relationships are gonna end here.
No. We don't want relationships to end, but I think it always. It always sometimes ends in tears when a vision just points to when it points to us, because we can adjust.
Sure.
I mean, and by saying, here's what I'm saying, I'm trying to say with that, speaking with people, people will say, we have decided not to have sex.
Sure.
We've just decided to have sex, not to have sex, and we will do it when the time is right. So we have just decided. So if it's something that is totally dependent on what on us, and I say we have decided, we can review, we can revisit the decision
and
say,
right tomorrow.
The time can be right tomorrow or next week. So we can revisit that. So a vision needs to be bigger than just us.
Sure.
In fact, if we were to exaggerate, it has to fit into the larger scale of the operation of the universe.
Sure.
You see, and how God has intended things to work. It has to fit in there.
Sure.
Because God has created us to be these people who should be on a mandate to glorify Him, and every bits and pieces of our visions needs to connect to that broader image of all knees will bow and all tongue will confess that He is Lord. All of them
Say it, Pastor.
needs to come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah. So that's on a broader scale, but just on a simple scale of being in a relationship, it's of course that broader vision needs to help us navigate these relationships. But on a simple day-to-day language, it's as we engage on working together, we need to decide what is it that we want to achieve, with where are we going with this thing. Because if we are not clear I sympathize with those things like this have happened. If we're not clear about this thing, sometimes we're in a relationship together, and then you just hear someone went home to visit their mother and they went to get married there. You see, they just went to get married there, and then their entire wife or entire husband.
Or you've been dating this person for 7 years,
Yeah, sure.
and then you break up, and then in 2 months they are married.
You see, that becomes a challenge. Things like this, that the reality of the matter is things like that, they do happen. Because finding the one, and I think that's what we'll talk about next time.
Sure.
Finding the one, sometimes it's not measured by the amount of months and amount of years. Sometimes it happens when you find the one, it's the one, right? Yeah. But that's another topic for some other time. So. Yeah. So you plug us, please. Plug us. What's happening there in your relationship? Are you communicating effectively as it relates to that? Are you seeing those orange flags that needs to be communicated before they become red?
And in the beginning of the year, I know that you did a vision board for your relationship, and you made some changes and resolutions. How is that going?
How is that going? Yeah. Is it fitting? Hey, when it comes to the end of, when it comes to mid-year, you're like, no, I'm tired. I will start next year. We'll reconfigure next year. But I hope you are having a meaningful relationship, and I hope you are not just wasting your time around someone, hoping that they will pop in the question or they will say the right thing that you have in mind for you. Sometimes you need to give, if your vision is to be married and have children and whatever the case may be, sometimes you need to tell this person and give them ultimatums, and say, I like you, I love you, I think you're a great person, but I want to be married. If that's not gonna happen, I think you are not the one.
Sure.
Whatever the case may be, but these things, I think we need to. They're hectic, but we need to talk about
Cut.
them.
I think it's time to wrap up.
So, friends and family, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for connecting. We hope that you have enjoyed this episode. We would like to learn from you and your experience and how's things going on your side. So, from Meg and I, remain plugged, remain connected. Ciao.